Today let's take up some more general topics, and that includes the month and weekdays. Because last time somebody spoke out on this topic, this is months in monad. Just to remind friends, for every noun, we have to take care that the first character should always be capital. Yeah, this monad, this M is capital here, as you see. And as I said, for every noun there is a gender associated. So here it is there. So in if you compare it with English, it is like the month. And as I said, the is a generic in English. I mean, for masculine, feminine, or neutral, it is the. But in German, it is for masculine, it is der. For feminine, it is die. And for neutral, it is das. So here, the month in German is considered as masculine. So it is going to be der Monat. Okay. So as I just wanted to remind or recall once again that whenever you learn a new noun, immediately please learn the gender associated with it, because this is the mistake that I made. Some 4 years back when I was learning, I only learned the nouns, and then later on I tried to learn the genders associated, and that was like a nosedive. I was totally messed up. So right away, whenever you learn any noun, please learn the gender associated with it. So now, once again, friends, there is no logic behind these genders. Don't try to associate that monat is gender, the gender of monat or month is he. So everything will be which are associated with month will be he. It is absolutely not like that. So with practice, you will learn it. Even today, I'm learning this stuff. So not an issue. Don't get overwhelmed with this topic. So let's start. Now, der Monat is the month. So the first month is Januar. I would request everybody to please speak out this word, Januar.
Januar.
Yeah.
Januar.
Right. Second is Februar. Please speak.
Februar.
Februar.
Yeah. Ami and Rishadia?
Am I audible?
Please speak out this word, Februar.
Januar.
No, not Januar. Januar.
Yeah, Januar, yeah.
Correct. And this one is Februar.
Februar.
Genau, richtig. The third is März. Now here, make sure, friends, there is umlaut associated. März. Okay,
März.
please speak out, everybody.
März.
Yeah.
März.
Then April.
März.
Sorry, Sid, come again.
This is April. April.
April. Okay. April.
Right. January, February, März, April. Then kommt Mai. Please speak out Mai.
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 Right. Dann kommt Juni.
Juni.
Juni. Please, everybody.
Mai.
Juni.
Juni.
Right. Then Juli.
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 Yeah. Make sure, friends, whenever you are talking on these 2 months now, it's always better to cross-verify what the other person has just now spoken. I mean, somebody is, let's say it is Januar, that is January right now, and the other person said
Januar,
that
February.
I'll be coming in Juli. So make
März.
sure that,
März.
yeah, make sure that you reconfirm whether it is Juni or Juli. Yeah. Then
Juni. Juli.
May, June, July, August. Then comes August. Okay, this is quite simple. In English, it is August, and in German it will be August. Okay,
August.
August. Right. Then the same here, September. This is absolutely the same. September. MBER. There's nothing to worry. September, even October is exactly the same. The spelling only is different. October, August, September, October, November, and then December. I think December spelling I have made mistake. Let me cross check quickly. November, yeah, December. So the spelling here is D-E-Z, December. Yeah.
December.
Yeah. Now, one point to note here, friends. As I said, this Z, it is pronounced as Z, double Z-E-T, the Z, something like this, right? Like I cited an example previously also. If I were to say dozen, the same word is there in German as well. Now in English it is dozen, but in German it is Dozen. When you pronounce it, it comes like Dozen. D-O-Z-Z-E-N, Dozen. Right? I mean, this is how it is pronounced. In English, the Z will be only once pronounced, Dozen. But in German, it will be, when you pronounce it, it will be Dozen. So likewise here, in December, it is Dezember, not December. Okay? Dezember. So can everybody please try once? Dezember.
December.
Yeah. Others please?
December.
Right. So make sure that you pronounce it the right way. I mean, the first time if you learn it right, throughout your life you will be learning it right only or using it right only. Okay. So we will proceed. One more point I have just missed out. One good thing or a very, will make you happy. Der Monat is, here you will have some trouble learning this noun, this gender. But for plurals, it is always feminine. So plural will be die Monat. Die Monat. Now one E will be added here. That is to say it is plural. Okay. Now the good thing is D is always there for plural. So whenever you are talking about plurals, you can be sure that only D will be there. That gender will turn to feminine and only D will be used. So the months, if I were to say, the month is equal to die Monat. Okay. So it's generic thing. I mean, there is not much to learn about. Only thing is, I request if you, on Wednesday or Thursday, if you see this YouTube video once again, so you can easily recall and remember it. Any question, besides by now, till now?
No.
No? All right. Okay. So now we will take up the other things. That is the Wochentag. That is the weekdays. Now, friends, this is quite important in daily life because it may happen that your colleague may sometimes say that, okay, treffen wir uns am Donnerstag. So that is, let's meet on Thursday. So you have to make sure that you understand these Arbeitstag, that is weekdays, quite well. So now here, in the weekdays in German will be der Wochentag. Der Wochentag. Okay. Now here, once again, it is masculine. Remember this, because this is most important. It has to be remembered right the first time when you learn this noun. And as usual, because it's a noun, W is capitaled. Okay. And as usual, just a minute. This is the weekday. And if I were to say the plural, then it would be die Wochentagen. Okay. Now, once again, friends, just make sure you understand the concepts very clearly. Here I am using Woken Tagen as a single word, right? But if I were to use it as double word, then it will be Woken and the T will be again capital. Because tag means day. Tag is equal to day, and this itself is a noun. Okay. So if I were to use two separate words, then both characters of the first characters will be capitalized. You're getting my point, friends? Any doubt?
Okay. In plural only we have to mention capital T. In singular we don't require. There Woken Tag.
No. I'm not talking about plural and singular. I'm talking about this word I used as a combined word.
Okay.
Right. So thereby this T is small because it is a part of the word only. Right. And if I were to break it, let's say I can say weekdays, or I can always say weekdays. Two different different words in English also, right?
Okay.
So likewise, if I were to use two different words, if I were to split it, then I'll use W as capital and T as capital.
Understood.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So the weekdays that I were to talk about is the first is Montag. Now here it will be Der Montag. Now, a point to note here, friends. Although it is THG, which pronounces Tag, but when you speak out, in general language, it is Tak. So you call it as, if I were to pronounce it, then it will be Montag. Okay, it is pronounced like this. So I would request everybody to please try it once. Der Montag, when you pronounce it, it has to be Der Montag. So can you please pronounce Der Montag?
Der
Der Montag.
Yeah,
Der Montag.
absolutely right. So make sure that Tag itself is pronounced as Tak. Okay, so wherever you find, even Guten Tag, somebody says, you call it as Guten Tag straight away.
Same.
Yeah, because Tag, wherever you will be finding, it has to be pronounced as
Okay.
Tak.
Tak.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So this was the Monday. Tuesday is Dienstag.
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 Yeah.
Dienst.
Dienstag, right? Then Wednesday.
So Sid,
Yeah.
there's Dienstag or just Dienstag?
I am coming on the Tuesday. If somebody says, then it will be the is included. In that case, there will be der Dienstag. I mean, if you are using, it depends on the context. If you are using any article, then the article will always be der. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. I mean, in general also, the Tuesday was very good for me, if somebody says. Okay. So, the Tuesday, if it is used in German, it will be der Dienstag. But if I say that every Tuesday I learn German, so every Tuesday I learn German, there is no article used. So then it will be only Dienstag.
Okay.
Yeah. Wednesday turns to Mittwoch. I request everybody to please pronounce it Mittwoch.
Mittwoch.
Yeah,
Mittwoch.
right.
Mittwoch.
Then comes Thursday.
Donnerstag. Tag.
Yeah, absolutely right. Donnerstag.
Donnerstag.
I hope, friends, you have noticed that every time I'm writing the name of a noun, I'm always using capital letters. Yeah. Just make sure that you don't make any mistake. Yeah. Every noun has to start only with capital letters, and this is like a blanket rule. I mean, there is no exception at all. Okay. Then comes Friday. Is Freitag. F-R-I-E-T-A-G. Freitag. Okay.
Oh, see,
Right.
I like to stop you here. When we say that fry, okay, so the fry is same as in free.
Yes.
Free,
Yes.
that means alcohol free or it is absolutely free.
Yes, you're
From
right.
Freitag.
I think when we say alcohol free now, I should check bottle right now. I have forgotten, but ALCOHOL alcohol fry hota, I think. FREI. It is EI, and here it is IE.
Okay.
So there is probably a difference, but I'll check out. I'll cross check it once again. Freitag. I am a little confused. Just a moment. I must check this spelling right away.
I think whatever you said correct.
And no, I'm not sure, but I'll check out how to go ahead into this November. Freitag. I'll check out right away, because it's always better to clear the doubts
Better.
on the spot. Yeah.
FRA.
German Wochentagen.
FREI.
FREI.
Yeah, whatever you said correct.
No. On Freitag, is this spelling right? I wrote IE. This is wrong, I think, no?
Friday, FREI. Same. Freitag.
FREI.
Yeah.
Okay, Freitag.
Yeah.
And alcohol fry is also FREI.
Yeah, free.
FREI.
Yes, Siddharth, you are right.
Okay. No, but here I am wrong, right? I mean, this is something
Yeah.
I made a mistake here.
Yes.
I'll correct it right away. How to erase? I don't know.
In both the cases, it should be FREI.
FREI. Okay,
Yeah.
that's great. Thank you,
FREI.
Anya. FREI. Freitag. Okay, so maybe fry clearly means free. So maybe Germans normally, or you must have seen in your official work environment also that on Friday nobody is interested in working. So it is like free tag, something you can say. And likewise, if you see now, this Mittwoch, this itself is like center of the week.
Center of the week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
center of the week. So that's why it is Mittwoch, right? And if you see this Dienstag now, so Dienst means service. Yeah. So
First day.
Yeah. So
Do
this
the-
is
do the work.
they are serving. I mean, this is the day to serve. I mean, just logic.
Yeah, logical.
Without logic, I'm saying. Yeah. Somebody said something. No. Okay. So Friday is Freitag, and now Saturday comes now. Saturday.
Samstag.
Yes, Samstag.
Samstag.
However, there is one more word which you might face at your workplace. It's Zonabend. Okay. So sometimes, some people use Zonabend also for Saturday. So just make sure that you don't get confused. And for Sunday is Sonntag.
Sonntag.
Yeah.
Sonntag.
I don't know if it is SONNTAG or SO. Let me check.
Sonntag.
Yeah, it is double S. SONN. Sonntag. Okay. So now, you only have to learn it by heart. Dienstag, Mittwoch, Donnerstag, Freitag, Samstag, Sonabend. Sonabend also I highly recommend that you learn it because at times, all of a sudden if somebody speaks out Sonabend, then you will be confused what he's speaking about. And Sonntag. So how about revising it once, everybody, friends? So I request everybody to speak out this from Montag. Montag.
Montag.
Dienstag.
No, wait. We'll do it
Dienstag.
together.
Montag.
Yeah, Montag.
Montag.
Great.
Montag.
Dienstag.
Dienstag.
Yeah. Mittwoch.
Dienstag,
Mittwoch.
Mittwoch,
Donnerstag.
Donnerstag.
Donnerstag,
Donnerstag.
Yeah.
Donnerstag.
Yeah.
Donnerstag or Donnerstag?
Donnerstag.
Here double N.
Donner. Donnerstag.
Donner.
That is donor. Okay. I thought it was donen.
No. Sorry.
Donor. Okay.
Let me see it here
Okay.
right away. See, Donnerstag. Donnerstag.
Okay.
Yeah.
Donner Kapoor.
Donnerstag.
Donnerstag. Yeah.
Yeah. Great. Going ahead. Freitag.
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 Freitag,
Right.
Freitag.
Then comes Samstag.
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 Samstag,
Yeah.
Samstag.
I strongly recommend please learn this as well. Zonabend.
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 Yeah.
Sonnabend,
Zonabend. Yeah. Then the Sunday is Zontag.
Sonntag.
Sonntag,
Right. All right. So
Sonntag.
this was not I mean something no grammar. It's just like you have to learn by heart, and that's sufficient. All right. Now a few associated things that I want to point out here is, as I said, der Monat. That is what I'm emphasizing is month is a masculine gender. He, der Monat, right? Then comes der Wochentag.
Yeah.
This is also masculine.
Yeah.
Just to recall, the plural will be die Monat. Yeah, D.
Die
Plural will
Monat.
be always D. Plural means it will be D always, right? So it will be die Monat. One E will be added, and here also it will be die Wochentag. Wait. It will be die Wochentagen. Tagen. Okay, it will be Tagen, and here it will be die Monat. It is Monat, no N is there, but in Tagen, Tag, it comes as Wochentagen. Okay. Now, the day is der Tag. Okay. That is, day is also masculine, and obviously the plural will be die Tagen. Okay. Now, just to make sure, friends, this der, what I'm using, and D I'm using, this D may be capital or may be small. It depends on whether it is used as the first character of the sentence, like in English. If it is within a sentence, then D will be small. Otherwise, it will be capital. So it depends on the place where it is used. Yeah. But for the nouns, it has to be capital all the times. Then, what else I can speak out? Yeah. What about the Wochenende? Here in Germany, I mean, it's very common to greet or to say somebody that wish you a very good Wochenende or schönes Wochenende. So Wochenende is thus. Make sure this is difference here. Wochenende. That is everywhere it is masculine. Der Monat, der Wochentag, der Tag, but the Wochenende is thus. That is, it is neutral. Okay. So this is the thing. And also there is one difference here. Die Woche. See, what I'm emphasizing is the week. I'm talking about the week. I'm not talking about the weekdays. So the week is feminine. that is D. Okay. So whenever, what I want to emphasize is, just make sure that Monat is masculine, Wochentag is masculine, Tag is masculine. However, Wochenende is neutral and Week is feminine. You're getting my point, friends? I mean, there is no logic behind. You have to only learn it by heart. That's all. Okay. So this was quite a lot of things to remember. So let me ease out the mood now and take up, because we are already 30 minutes. So I would like to take the second half of interactive German. How are you going to interact with somebody else, right? So if Chetan were to introduce himself to somebody, so how he should start is, Hallo Leute. Remember, Chetan, what I said? Ich heiße Chetan. Chetan, you remember?
Yes, Siddharth.
Yeah, that's great. So, Hallo Leute is, suppose if Chetan is going to introduce himself to the clients or to vendors, and he's addressing a meeting, so the first sentence that he should say is, Hallo Leute, ich heiße Chetan. Yeah, Hallo Leute means, hello people. This is very simple, right? Now, this is what we learned last time. Now, the second step that Chetan should say, or of course for that matter everybody should say, if somebody is introduced, let's say Chetan meets some vendors, right? So Chetan will say, Hallo Leute, ich heiße Chetan. This is what he said. Now these guys will also reply, Hallo Chetan, ich heiße Frank, ich heiße Claudia, whatever they will say. Now the second sentence that Chetan should speak out is, make sure friends you remember this, because this is something you should speak out every time. Schon, S-C-H, schon, Sie, Entschuldigung, kennenzulernen. Okay, now what is this? Schön Sie kennenzulernen means nice to meet you. Simple in English, what we say. I mean, we cannot transliterate each and every character or each and every word to English, but the meaning of this sentence is nice to meet you people, or nice to meet you, that's all. Okay, so let's say if Kishore meets Amia. So Kishore, how would you introduce, and Amia, how will you react?
I did not understand.
Okay, I'll repeat.
If you don't mind. Yeah, please.
Yeah. If Kishore were to introduce to Amia, let's say Amia and Kishore are strangers to each other, and in an office meeting they met each other. So Kishore will introduce himself. Hello Kishore.
Okay, yeah. Hello.
Yeah, hello Amia.
Okay. Yeah. Hello Amia. Yeah, ich heiße Kishore.
Great. So,
Okay.
Amia, how will you react?
Hallo, hallo Kishore, ich habe Amie.
Ich heiße.
Heiße, okay.
Ich heiße.
Yeah. And then Kishore will say, schon Sie kennenzulernen. Means Kishore is interacting with Amia. Kishore introduced himself to Amia. Amia also introduced to Kishore. Now Kishore will say, nice to meet you. Right? So Kishore should say, schon Sie kennenzulernen. Can you try
John
it?
Sie
Yeah.
kennenzulernen.
Yeah. Schon
Schon
Sie
Sie kennen Zulenen.
Yeah.
Zulen.
Zulernen. Fortunately, I mean, by luck, I have
Zulernen.
written it exactly the right way. There is no spelling mistake. Kennen, Kennen, Zulernen.
So kennen zu lernen is single word or there is a space between kennen and zu lernen?
No. There is a single word.
Okay.
Actually,
Kennen zu.
it's a kind of a monster word. It is made up of kennen, then zu, and lernen. In German, get used to these monster words, huh? Because they are all connected with each other. Okay. So let's give it a try once again. Kishore, if you are introducing yourself, you met him, Amiya, in an official meeting. So how would you interact?
Hello, Amiya. Ich heiße Kishore.
Correct.
Hallo Kishore, ich heiße Amie.
Right. And then Kishore will say,
Sollen Sie kennen Julernan?
wait. Nicht Sohn. It is Shon.
Schon.
Schonyen. Shion. Something like this. Right?
Schon.
Please try it
Shion.
once again. Shion.
Schon Sie
Schon.
kennen zu lernen.
Yes. Kennen zu lernen.
Kennen zu
Kennen Julernan.
Yeah, not. I don't want you guys to blindly remember these words. I will tell you what this means is. Kennen is to know somebody. To know
Like
somebody.
it
Okay. And zu is something I'll take up. This again, there is no single definition or meaning of this word zu, but it is something like to. You
Yeah.
can say.
Bis zu up to.
Yeah, something like that. However, there are still more than 6 meanings of zu, which all depends on context. Okay. No, don't be worried. With time you will understand everything. It's not a rocket science. Lernen is again to learn, or to it is again to know somebody once more, but to know about somebody, you can say. Because these two languages are entirely different languages, so there is no one-to-one counterpart between these two. So the only thing you can say is Schön Sie kennen zu lernen means nice to meet you. Simple. Okay. Schön, like we say, Schön is very good or very nice. Something like this. Schön. Yeah. Sehr schön. Sometimes if you make a wonderful job and your boss will probably say sehr schön. That is very beautiful, very nice. All right. So this was just an example. Don't be overwhelmed. This is just an example. We'll take up more such examples later on. All right. Should we make one more attempt for this scenario?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So let me pick up randomly 2 more participants. Chetan and Ushodhya. So if you guys were to introduce each other, let's say now Chetan. What happened? One more. Yeah. Let's say Chetan is interacting with Ushodhya. So how would you interact, Chetan?
Hallo Frau Ushodhya, ich heiße Chetan.
Great. And how Frau Ushodhya will return?
Hallo Chetan, ich heiße Ushodhya.
Great, absolutely right. Then Chetan, how will you reply?
Schon Sie können zu lernen?
Chetan, I want to interrupt right away. Schon Sie kennen zu lernen. Können, not können. Kennen zu lernen.
Yes, sir. Yeah, sure. I'll repeat.
Yeah, please.
Schon Sie kennen zu lernen?
That's right. And Ushodhya can also reply the same way.
Okay.
Yeah, Schon. Yeah, please.
Schon Sie kennen zu lernen.
Yeah, Schon Sie kennen zu lernen. That's all.
Schon Sie kennen zu lernen. Yeah.
There will be many more.
Sollen Sie kennen Julernan?
Yes, exactly. there will be many more interaction, I mean, later on, but these are the first, the handshake interaction that will happen most of the times mostly in official climates. Yeah.
Is Abe.
Now, a few more, daily interactive terms. Let's say somebody helped you, so you normally say danke. Yeah. But
Vielen
I
Dank.
strongly recommend that, danke is just like, okay, thank you. I just said thank you. But if you are really feeling thank you, you should always say danke sehr. Okay.
Not Vielen Dank. Sorry, Vielen Dank.
Yeah. Vielen Dank is also absolutely right. But I mean, as far as I have seen, if you say danke sehr, that is like, the other person will be very much impressed, or he or she will be very happy with you then. Yeah.
Okay, that means I'm showing gratitude to him.
Yes. That's right. You are showing gratitude, and the other person will be very much impressed or very much happy with you. I mean, the next time if you take his or her help, they will be already prepared to help you out, or maybe they will be looking for a chance to help you out again. Yeah.
Okay. Danke
Otherwise,
sehr.
yeah, danke sehr, or
Sehr, okay. Sehr.
yeah, or one more sentence. See, there are multiple sentences. I can speak out more than 6 sentences, but then you will be totally, overwhelmed and you won't remember anything at all. But still, at least 2 sentences you should use, and there it is: Ich danke Ihnen.
Ihnen.
Ihnen. Ihnen. Okay. Or otherwise, I mean, if this is again a formal statement, it will be Ich danke dir in informal. Okay. Now, once again, friends, just make sure that dear is not dear. As we say, dear Amia, how are you? So it is not to do with that dear.
Dear.
Yeah, dear, dir is something I'll tell you later on, but not to confuse with dear. This is not right. Okay, so danke sehr is like, suppose if you are traveling in a bus, you are alone in a bus, and you press the open door or stop button, and the driver specifically for you only stopped the bus and opened the door. So it is always better to, reply or to speak them or show your gratitude saying danke sehr.
Danke sehr.
Yeah. Or you can always say Ich danke Ihnen. Right? Even in office, it may happen that you are interacting with a formal colleague or maybe a Kunden, that is your client, and that client helped you out. So the first time you can talk to him, as you can show your gratitude by saying danke sehr, and again after 30 minutes he helped you out. So again, if you say danke sehr, then that looks a little awkward. So that's why I'm telling you, remember 2 sentences minimum. The next time after 30 minutes or the next day also, if he helps you out, then you can say Ich danke Ihnen. Yeah, not using the same word every time. Better to learn minimum 2 such sentences. All right. So let's say you say danke sehr, or somebody says to you danke sehr, right? So how should you reply back? I mean,
Willkommen.
Pardon?
Willkommen.
Willkommen is there, but it is like, one-to-one English translation. Transliteration. Yeah. Always, the Germans will be more inclined or more pleased or happy if you use their own. If they use their own words. So, yeah, you said right. There are 2 options. One is bitte schön. This is pure German word.
Yeah, true, but I never understand it. I heard many times people are saying that bitte schön, but I didn't understand, so I stuck to willkommen rather than going something wrong because I'm in learning phase. So
I understand.
Very conservative thought.
Yeah, but nobody will be offended if you say bitte schön. They will be always happy with you.
Bitte schön.
So bitte schön. Yeah, I'll focus upon it later on. Just a minute. And the other thing that you can speak out is gern. You have to twist a little your tongue. Gern. Now just see GES Geshehen. Geschehen. Gern Geschehen.
Gern Geschehen.
Yeah, you said it right. Gern Geschehen.
Geschehen.
All right. These are core German words, and you should always stick to these core German words only all the times.
And what is German word for sorry?
I'll come upon it later on. We still have 17 minutes left. That is the last topic of today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because many times I feel I should say someone to sorry, but okay, again.
Yeah, I'll come upon it later. Just hold on. All right. So let's talk about these two things. Danke sehr. I mean, you are in a situation where you are thanking somebody. Just a minute, because this will go out of your minds. Just a minute. How can I erase it? Actually, eraser is not working. I think, yeah. Good. Okay. So let's say you were to Danke sehr. Let's say Chetan is interacting with his colleague Amiya, let's say, right? So it so happened that Amiya gave some, help to Chetan, and Chetan is to reply back. So Chetan, how would you reply?
Danke sehr.
Danke
Or
sehr.
do I need to say
Danke sehr.
Danke sehr.
Danke sehr. Right?
Danke sehr.
Okay. And Chetan, how would you then reply back?
Bitte schön.
Yeah.
Bitte schön.
Yeah. Just a minute. I got a little confused. Here is Chetan and here is Amiya. So Amiya helped Chetan. So Chetan, how would you say him?
Danke sehr, Amiya.
Danke sehr. Or you can also say Ich danke Ihnen.
Ich danke Ihnen.
Right. And Amiya, how would you reply back?
Bitte schön, Chetan.
Yeah. Otherwise?
Bitte schön. Or Geschehen. Hehen.
Try it once again.
Geschehen. No, Hen.
If you speak in daily language now, it is only Gern Geschehen.
Gern Geschehen.
Yeah. Gern Geschehen. Right?
Gern Geschehen.
Great. Absolutely right. So I would request the other candidates. Let's say Kishore is here and Ushodhya is here. Now Ushodhya gave some help to Kishore. So Kishore, how would you say your gratitude to Ushodhya?
Danke sehr.
Otherwise?
Ich danke Ihnen.
Yeah, Rishtish. Ushodhya, can you try how to reply?
Ich danke
Ja, bitte schön.
Yeah, that's right. Otherwise?
Ihnen.
Give a try. This one.
Gehesen.
Gern Geschehen.
Yeah, Gern Geschehen. Gern. Just make sure Gern is a simple word. Gern, Gern. Geschehen. Okay, Geschehen. Simple word.
Geschehen.
Yeah.
Gesehen.
Okay.
Geschehen.
Rishtish. Klar. Huh? So, I mean, if you speak out these words, these are actual core German words. Yeah.
And I need these things because on 23rd I have an appointment with again embassy authority.
Yeah.
But the session you taught in previous weeks that helps me a lot during my city registration on this week.
Okay.
And you won't believe, like, they make a mistake in my RP card and the city registration letter. They just mention 4. That means my address is ending with 4 but they just mentioned 4. So I immediately went back and shown them letter. See, mine address is the Fiere and you and it. Then I showed that RP card. It's just Fiere. So they understood the mistake and then they took another 5-7 minutes to get it corrected. So that again helped me to explain my situation and convey the matter.
That's great. That's great. So at least these classes are
Yeah,
giving fruits
at
now.
least I think it would be definitely going to help me on my next appointment.
Yeah. Yeah, great. And just to remind once again, instead of saying willkommen, always say these two words, bitte schön or gern geschehen. Yeah.
Siddharth,
Yeah.
sorry, I heard Gyane also sometime.
Yeah. Actually, again, there are more than 6 or 8 ways wherein you can reply back. Like gern is also there, only gern. And kein Ursache is there, kein Problem also, willkommen, bitte schön, so viele Options sind da. But what happens now, if you learn all the options, the moment you strike this situation, you will forget everything, what to speak out. Yeah. So that's why just remember 2 statements to show your gratitude to somebody, this and this, and 2 statements to show your reply if somebody helps you out or if somebody says you thank you. So this was all. The last topic was, as Anya took up, I am sorry. Right. So here, actually, sorry word is also used very frequently in German language. But I always suggest use the 2 words. One of them is tut mir leid. It is L-E-I-D, I think. Yeah, it's L-E-I-D. Tut mir leid. So that means if suppose you hit somebody, I mean you are in a bus and you just lost control and you hit somebody. So just say tut mir leid. Simple. Now, this is for formal and informal both. Okay, I mean even if you hit some senior person and you bang a senior person and you lost control, so just say tut mir leid. And if you are feeling extremely sorry, I mean you are just not able to control your emotions, then you can say tut mir sehr leid.
Very sorry.
Yeah, I'm extremely sorry. Or there is one more option, tut mir wirklich leid. But anyways, let's not confuse ourselves. So if you were to say I am sorry, tut mir leid, or in extreme cases, tut mir sehr leid. Very, very simple. Yeah. And the other option is Entschuldigung.
Entschuldigung.
Entschuldigung. Entschuldigung Sie. That is, simply if you even say Entschuldigung, that is more than enough actually. Alright. So, just try to speak out this word, friends. Everybody try it. Entschuldigung.
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 I use this word. I'm very much familiar. Right?
Entschuldigung.
Right. Entschuldigung.
Entschuldigung.
Even I started using this word Entschuldigung in my daily life. Like there's a weekly market, and I went there many times to purchase fruits and many things. So whenever I have to ask someone Entschuldigung, that means asking the price. Entschuldigung, what price? Please, just please. Then he say that okay, €1 your Euro kg or dry Euro kg. So yeah. So but spelling is little bit different. Entschuldigung.
Yeah. See, spelling will matter only when you are typing or on a schriftlich, that is written communication. And for sure you'll see Google or even Word, Office packages, everyone will give you those red lines in case if you are making a mistake, spelling mistakes. So, I mean, we are fortunate enough that we need not remember the spelling, exactly. There will be some assistance, some computer assistance, and we can correct it ourselves then. Yeah. So I would rather request you or recommend you don't dive deep into the spellings, and because you are most likely when you are talking to the salesperson in railway or in a bus, there is no written communication going on. Yeah. So what more What more important is you should pick up the right word at the right time, at the right scenario, and you should speak out the moment you come in that situation, yeah. So that's most important. The only thing is try to speak out the right way. Entschuldigung, simple.
Entschuldigung.
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 Yeah,
Entschuldigung. Okay, Entschuldigung.
gung. Yeah, and
Entschuldigung.
and likewise, I would also request everybody to please speak out tut mir leid.
Tut mir leid.
Yeah, tut
Took
mir
me a
leid.
light.
Lied.
Light.
Lighter or lied?
Leid.
Da.
Lied.
Yeah, Leid.
No, I have doubt on LEID. A lied or lied?
Let me check then. Leid. Es tut mir leid. Yeah, it's like that only. Yeah, tut mir
Lied. Lied.
Yeah.
Tut mir leid. Tut mir leid.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So that's fine. That's tut
mir
mir
leid.
leid is there, and
Lied.
this is these two words actually Entschuldigung. I will focus upon Entschuldigung.
Entschuldigung.
Yeah, this word is not only as a response. I mean, suppose if you made somebody uncomfortable or something, you made a mistake and you want to correct yourself, then you should definitely say Entschuldigung. But this is not always the scenario. Like Amiya said, what is the price? So for that also, he can always say Entschuldigung. And just bear my spelling mistakes. Entschuldigung. Let's say if I am in a Rewe or any marketplace and I want to ask for the exit, where is the exit? So that time also you can always ask. Entschuldigung.
Wo
Yeah. Wo
ist Ausgang?
Richtig, absolutely right. Wo ist Ausgang?
Ausgang.
Ausgang.
In fact, same situation happened
Uh-huh.
for me during city registration part. I lost away and two people were smoking and I feel that okay, I reached the wrong door. Then I asked Ausgang. So he guided me okay.
Richtig. Correct. So likewise, Eingang is also there. That is, where is the entry point? Where is the exit point? Ausgang means exit point. Okay. And if you are speaking to somebody who is very senior, you see there is an official standing there or an alter aged person, then you can speak out like Entschuldigung Sie. Wo ist? Then here will be der Ausgang. I think der or den. I think. Oder you can just ask wo ist Ausgang. Simple. Yeah. But make sure that when you're talking to somebody really senior, then it's always better, or any official or like Polizei, then you always say Entschuldigung Sie, wo ist der Ausgang? Okay. So what I want to emphasize here is Entschuldigung can be used as a question also, to initiate a question and also to answer a situation. Yeah, I mean, you did something wrong and you are reacting to that situation and, saying that tut mir leid or Entschuldigung. That is like a reaction you are giving to a mistake. And also you can initiate a conversation by citing this word, Entschuldigung.
It's like excuse me.
Yes, exactly. That is excuse me, English, actually. So, yeah, just remember these two words because these are most frequently used words. Yeah. Even in your meetings, in case if you are unable to, pick up some statement or somebody explained something and you have some questions, then you can always ask, Entschuldigung, I have a question, or ich habe eine Frage. Yeah. I'll write down that as well because that's also most frequent. Entschuldigung, ich habe eine Frage. Oh. Ich habe eine Frage. Frage, by the way, means question. So I have a question. That is, very one-to-one English. I have a question. This hub and all that stuff, that is going to be the topics of our next classes, because there some grammar is involved. So that I'll take up at a later stage. So right now, I just wanted to focus upon Entschuldigung. Try to practice. Try to just create some virtual scenarios in your mind and try to simulate it. And also Tut mir leid. Now, Tut mir leid is mostly done when you have actually made a mistake. You won't ask somebody like Tut mir leid, wo ist die Ausgang? That is not the right way. Yeah. So Tut mir leid is actually for your mistakes, to correct your mistakes, and Entschuldigung is like a generic excuse me. If you want to ask somebody some question, or for some reason if you want to initiate an interaction, conversation with somebody, then you can always use Entschuldigung. So that was all for today's topics. Anybody got any doubts, any questions to ask? No?
Not exactly, other than practice.
Yeah. I strongly recommend, once again, friends, keep yourself immersed in this language, because the pace at which you learn is much less than the pace at which you forget. That is, you forget it very fast and you learn it very slow. So thereby keep yourself in touch. And tomorrow, once again, with the same link, we'll have another session at 10 a.m. Okay? Thank you so much, friends. And
Okay, thank you.
bye.